Halloween, Foxy dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to the Well-Rounded Dude. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment we filmed before. It was a lot of fun, and as you can see, Michael Myers is my favorite scary movie character of all time. So that's why today we're going to rank the Halloween movies. Okay, so the first movie that we're going to talk about at the bottom of the list is none other than Halloween 3. The only reason why I own this piece of junk is because it came with Halloween 2 in a double feature set. So we're not going to waste any more time talking about this. So next up, the second Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. This also is trash. I wanted to love it so much. I really was a fan of Rob Zombie's first Halloween movie. We'll talk about that one more in a bit. And I was looking forward to this one, but it just didn't come out good. It was too out there. And again, we're not going to waste too much time talking about this. Next up on the list, dudes, is Halloween Resurrection. This one was kind of a letdown for me. It was a follow-up to Halloween H2O. Halloween H2O I liked a lot. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this advertised Jamie Lee Curtis. Anyway, she wasn't in it a whole lot, and the premise of Michael Myers in a reality show was just kind of weak sauce to me. Still an enjoyable film, but meh. Next up on this list is a very controversial one. Rob Zombie's Halloween. I like this one a lot. I know that the fans don't particularly care for this one too much. They call it a remake. It's really part origin story, part remake. You get to see a lot of Michael's home life when he was younger, before he murdered his sister in this. And once that happens, you get to see what his life was like inside the asylum, him growing up in the asylum once again, and once he's out, that's when it becomes remake, because they cut through the first movie in about 45 minutes. I can understand why some people don't like that, but for me it was kind of cool to see that. So next up, I had a hard time placing these in the order I wanted to, but Halloween kind of has like a weird timeline where some things are in, some things are... Did you guys hear that? Anyway, where some things are in, some things are out. 4, 5, and 6 is that way. But the next one I have on my list is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. It's not bad, but it's not one of my favorites. The mask kind of takes it away for me with his slicked back hair. I don't know why they decided to do that. But Danielle Harris is great in it as Jamie Lloyd. Great character. And always seeing Donald Pleasance is always great. It always makes it feel like a Halloween movie. Halloween 4 is next up. This kind of starts that second trilogy I was just describing in the last one. This introduced us to Danielle Harris, Jamie Lloyd. We get to see Michael Myers. Now, fun fact, this was exactly 10 years after the original. They tried to get Jamie Lee Curtis to come back, and she was like, "Nah, son, I'm done." So that's why they shot it without her. It's not a bad movie. But Donald Pleasance does come back. Always love Halloween 4. Next up, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. This closes out that whole trilogy I was telling about with Danielle Harris, even though she's not in this one. But her character Jamie Lloyd disappeared at the end of 5 and reappears in this one. And you get to see a young Paul Rudd. I believe this was his acting debut. Paul Rudd is more famously known as Ant-Man. He makes his acting debut in this movie, and it closes out that second weird trilogy that they had going. It's also the last appearance of Donald Pleasance. He passed away before this movie came out, unfortunately. He was a great Dr. Loomis. But also, too, fun fact, this movie is where my mask that disappeared came from. I don't know where it went. And Halloween H2O, the 7th film in the series, and the return of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. This takes place 20 years after Halloween 2, which, again, will be coming up later in the list. And she returns to her most iconic role, her first role, and it shows that she has a son. It's a completely different timeline from 4, 5, and 6, which is weird, but hey. And stars Michelle Williams in it too, from Dawson's Creek. It's a fun movie, and it's one of the movies that got people interested in horror again. So this is where things get a little confusing again for the Halloween franchise. Halloween. The third movie on this list, named Halloween. 40 years after the original, this is a direct sequel to the original Halloween, ignoring every other sequel and every other movie that's on this list. Jamie Lee Curtis returns once again, 40 years into the role that made her famous. It's a great movie. I loved it a lot. They really did a good job. Blumhouse always delivers, and I can't wait until the other two sequels come out. Okay, so we're getting close to the end, and this set makes another comeback. Halloween 2 is next up on my list, the original Halloween 2. It picks up directly after the original Halloween, where Michael Myers gets shot off the balcony and he lands, and did you guys see something? Anyway, it picks up directly after the end of where he falls off the balcony and he chases Laurie Strode into a hospital. You guys really need to see this one. And the moment you guys have been waiting for, the #1 movie on the list, you can probably guess what it is. The OG Halloween, the original one. The third one named Halloween on this list. My favorite movie. As you can see, this doesn't even count the VHS copy or the Laserdisc copy I have at home. Guys, if you haven't seen this yet, you need to. It started the slasher genre. It's a classic by far. John Carpenter really did a great job on this. Started the career of Jamie Lee Curtis, plus the iconic character of Michael Myers. If you haven't seen it before on 4K, you definitely need to pick up a copy of 4K. It really makes all the colors, all the scenery, all the shadows, it makes it really pop. You guys definitely need to pick that up. Also a fun fact, if you haven't seen it yet, there is an extended edition out available. I picked this up a few years ago. The story is, John Carpenter really didn't want to do a sequel to Halloween. He had decided against it. They re-released it for a few years in a row, and it was so popular that they decided, we're going to make Halloween 2. By the time Halloween was getting ready to go onto TV, there were some violent scenes they had to cut out. It would have been too short. So while they were filming Halloween 2, they added new scenes. They filmed brand new scenes for the original Halloween so they could put it on TV. And that's where this edition comes from. A must-have for any of the collectors or fans of Halloween. That's going to do it for this edition of The Well-Rounded Dude, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a fun topic for me to cover. Please be sure to check us out on social media. Also, too, check us out at thewellroundeddude.com. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. So down in the comments, let me know what you thought. How would you rank the Halloween movies? Please be sure to let me know. I'm going to be checking out those comments. Dudes, happy Halloween. Have a safe and happy Halloween, and we'll catch you in the next one.